Good morning, friends. This is Ansi from Lifestyle Today News Delhi. So, today, by the time I post this podcast, it will be almost 12 o'clock. But I wanted to do an important topic which is going viral, and I thought that is important to be discussed. And I won't be discussing weather today because weather is not important when our brothers and sisters, some of them are out in the rough weather and they are protesting. They are sitting in the rough weather for last 2 weeks in the coldest of the weather in the Himalayas, and they are putting their voice. They want their voice to be heard by the authorities. To uh, they are raising their concerns, and they want some of their concerns to be implemented because of the fragile terrains in which they are staying. So I want to discuss that, and when they are suffering, there is no reason for us to think about the weather. We have to think about the cause first. So the cause is none other than the fast of Sonam Wangchuk. You might have seen, heard, something might have happened. You might have just gone through while you are going through the Facebook and the WhatsApps and all that. Somewhere or the other, the picture of Wangchuk, Sonam Wangchuk, fasting. You might have seen that. For us, Sonam Wangchuk is the Sung Sung Wangdu of the Three Idiots. No, he's much more than that. The real Sonam Wangchuk is more than that. He's that and more than that. He says that he's not that, but he's that and more than that. And once he stands for some cause, and he's going to get it done. And he is on a 21 days. They are on a long fast, and this has been done before also. And they want their voice to be heard. And Sonam Wangchuk is from Ladakh, and he is fighting for the cause of the people, the indigenous people of Ladakh. And he has been true to his culture. He has stayed there, and he has worked for the upliftment of their culture, starting schools and so many projects to better their life, to improve their lifestyle. But however, when something he feels that is not going to be good for his people, to that place is part of their they are the flora, the fauna, the Ladakhi people. They are all intricate and bound by one another. They live in coexist with the nature for so many years, thousands of years, and so they know what is good for the nature. So anybody who is from some fragile ecosystem, they will understand what these people are fighting for. The whole world, indigenous people are fighting for the against the climate change, against the place being exploited on all that. So this is what Sonam Wangchuk is also doing. They, in the election manifesto, they had been told some things, and those have not been implemented. So simple thing, what they are telling is that whatever you have told us in the manifesto, please do implement them. That's all what the authorities are supposed to do. And since he is so important for the Ladakhi people, they the students, and now 250 people are fasting with him for the last 14 days. And I have shared the picture that I've shared of him. See how the health is dwindling. And he is out in the cold. The people are all out in the cold. When they began the fast, it was 17 degree. Now it's around 10 or minus 17, and now it's like around minus 3 degrees or something. But it's really severely cold, and you can't imagine. And that too, they are fasting in this cold weather. And so what is so important is that this one important man, a very prominent person, a decorated person, is fasting. And that has to be taken care of, because he is a Ramon Magsaysay award winner. He has been decorated by the IIT Mandi for his eminent technology. So yeah, because he's an eminent technologist. And International Terra Award, Rolex Award, then the Real Heroes Award, the Man of the Year by the Week, government medal for education reforms. So many things he has given. The most important Ramon Magsaysay award he has won. So such a person, when he is on a fast, that and how how he is being affected, how pain he is inflicting himself, that is very important, and that has to be taken for. And if they sit for a cause, that is really serious also. So what are the the things that he's fighting for? So the first thing that they say is that they want to safeguard the fragile environment and ecosystem of the southern Himalaya mountains and the indigenous culture of the people that live there. And it is about democratic rights. He says that they cannot have a government of their own. These things he told to India Today yesterday, of their own, to manage their very unique and fragile environment. So he wants statehood for Ladakh. The sixth schedule of no, the sixth schedule for Ladakh. He wants job reservation, land security. These are the things he wants. So he says that it has a unique environment. The Ladakh has a unique environment, and if mining happens, and now there is no laws to protect the country, the place from being Ladakh from being exploited, because it's not an it doesn't have a, it is not a, it doesn't have statehood. The people cannot protect it. So if somebody comes and it is exploited, if some mining happens, it will be of use to nobody. The mining and things won't be supported by the fragile environment of Ladakh. So what he wants is reminding the ruling government of the promises they have made. And no, he wants statehood, union territory with legislative assembly. And he says that it is about the truth that they are fighting. So that is very important. This is very relevant in the case of the whole of India when the elections are around. So if promises in elections are broken, then election will become a joke. That what he says. The next thing what he says is very important. You win an election, you form a government, and do not keep the promises. So set the right precedence, that is it. So that is what is important when you are going to vote. Now you have to think about it, like they stand for the election, they will win the election, and will the people who take vote from you, your vote is very important. The signature, that this is the only signature, every time for everything you want, you go and you have to take signature from the officers, and that one signature you have to take the signature, how much of pain you have to, how much of legwork, how much of you have to recommendations, and so many things you have to do to get a signature, a seal from somewhere. So this is the seal, that the one power that you have in your hand, that is the seal that you have. So when you do that, you to win an election, to form you, when they form a government, will the government will be able to keep their promises. So that's what they are to do. So he asks everyone to support him. He says that he is supported by the leaders of Ladakh, and the aim is to melt the hardest stone in the government. And another thing he says, why the people should support him is because the people of India should support him is because 1 billion people in northern India depend on the Himalayas, for the waters, the fertilization, everything they depend on the Himalayas. So if the fragile environment is gone, then it happens, the fragile thing, if you tamper with that, then everything is gone. See, from being from Kerala, I can give you an example that in Kerala the situation is not so fragile, but now you see what the situation in Kerala is. See, when tourists go from here, they will drown in the river, they will go to the mountains, they will get stuck there. So many problems are happening. Why? Because you are not used to the terrains. The terrains is known by the locals. The same is the case with Kashmir also. See, so the to know the local terrain, that only the indigenous people, the local people who have been staying there for thousands of years, they know what the terrain is, and they are part of the nature. Like the man, the nature, the animals, they are all together. So they only know. So now you see in Kerala and all, the wild animals are coming out into the domestic the area where people are settlements are there. So that has killed so many people. The man versus wild is happening for real in Kerala now. So in our till 20 years back, our forefathers, they never allowed anything to happen, anybody to go out after the dark. By 7 o'clock, everybody is inside. Even now, the situation in Kerala is that after 7 o'clock, nobody goes out, and night parties, evening activities, nothing is there. So slowly, the development was coming that there should be all those things, but you see that is not the situation nowadays. People are finding it difficult to come back to their home from their work after when it is dark, because of the wild animals. So this kind of why our ancestors made some laws, why some kind of lifestyle exists in a place, that has to do with the environment, the nature there. So the Ladakhis, they know what is good for the place. That is why they are out on a fast. He calls it a 21-day cycle. It's a long fight until their rights are given to them. And he says that the longest fast that Gandhiji took was 21 days. So he will be fasting for 21 days, maybe another, after that later another one. So this kind of thing is going on. So uh, the news is becoming viral, but as the listeners, you can also talk about it, so that the whole the authorities are sensitized, and they take the necessary actions, and do what is the requirement of the Ladakhis. See, like 250 people are on the climate fast with Sonam Wangchuk. That is 250 is like the population of Ladakh is 2.5 lakhs. So it's like 0.01 percentage of the people of Ladakh are supporting him, and they are supporting him. The thousands are supporting him, but they are along with him. They are fasting with him. They are inflicting pain on themselves, so that the voice reaches the authorities. Like he says that we are not taking anybody hostage to make our voice heard. We are inflicting pain on ourselves to get our voices heard. So if you see, in the India's population is 142 crore. So out of that, 0.01 is like 1,42,000. So how does this many number of people go on a protest? See, if such a huge number, 250 is a huge number. It's like 0.01% is a huge number. So if they are there on the protest, they have something real to say. So we must make sure that the voice is reaches the authorities, and they do whatever they had asked, the manifestos that Sonam Wangchuk is telling that need to be implemented. Those things are done by the government. So thank you, dear friends, and do comment on this topic and your opinions, so that I can come up with a new topic tomorrow. Thank you. See you tomorrow again.